Do you have a word that you're bringing into 2026?
I think it's kind of the North Star for 2026. It's thinking about your life, maybe thinking about the previous year and thinking about the year ahead and how do you want it to look? What do you want to focus on? What do you want your intentions to be? And to choose a word that kind of guides you.
Welcome to Redesigning Health and Home. I'm Meg.
And I'm Keri. We love creating beautiful, functional spaces and living healthy, vibrant lives. So join us as we chat about simple, practical ways to take care of your body, mind, and your home. Whether it's fitness tips, home decor ideas, navigating those big life moments, we're here to share what works for us and what doesn't, with some encouragement along the way.
Let's redesign this life together, one step, one room, and one habit at a time. Hi, Redesigning Health and Home. This is Keri and Meg. And do you have a word that you're bringing into 2026? Well, today, Keri and I are very excited to share this episode with you. So happy Friday. Keri and I recently asked on our Facebook and Instagram socials for people to send in their word that they'd like to bring into 2026. So, Keri, first, I want to say hello to you. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
And I'm good. And second, I want to ask you, can you explain what do we mean about a word for the new year?
Yes. Well, it was interesting because some people jumped on this right away and they were like, oh, yeah, I've got my word ready to go. And some people were like, wow, I'm going to really need to think about this. And some people said, does it have to only be one word? Can it be multiple words? And so I think it's kind of the North Star for 2026. It's thinking about your life, maybe thinking about the previous year and thinking about the year ahead and how do you want it to look? What do you want to focus on? What do you want your intentions to be? And to choose a word that kind of guides you. Maybe you take some lipstick and write it on your mirror so that every morning you have that little gentle reminder of, oh yeah, this is what I'm focusing on this year. So that's what we're talking about. Word for the year, 2026.
Word for the year. And this comes right back to redesigning health and home because we, from our daily routines to now the full year of looking ahead, how do we want to design and redesign our new year that is upcoming? So, Keri, I'm going to ask you to kick it off with your first word.
All right, sounds good. And we're hoping that maybe this will inspire you to choose a word if you haven't already. If you have, please share it with us on our socials. And if you don't have a word, you might want to borrow some of these words because they're pretty amazing. The first word is alignment. And our listener says, I'm looking for a life that aligns with who I am and what I want. So alignment, Meg, what do you think of when you think of the word alignment?
Perfection. I love that word for 2026. Alignment. Yes, I think alignment has so many different meanings, but I love that our listener chose a specific reason why she's choosing alignment because she has that purpose for herself.
Yeah. It reminds me for a long time, authentic, showing up authentically as you.
Yeah.
Authenticity was kind of a real strong word several years ago. And so this feels similar, but I love how she used it. And this particular word came from our listener, Jessica. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica. Fantastic. Our next word is gratitude. And the statement behind this word said, this is such a fun idea. My word is gratitude. I have many things to be grateful for, and I want that to be my focus for 2026.
I mean, gratitude is, to me, such a grounding exercise because it focuses on what we already have, what we're grateful for, and not, oh, what should we be doing? What do we need? What do we want? Right? It's always coming back to what do we already have to be grateful for? So I particularly love that one. Gratitude. Love it.
Gratitude brings you back to the heart of your life. And yeah, like you said, what you have. And that word came from listener Julia.
Thank you, Julia. Beautiful. Love it, love it. The next word is very interesting. It is calisthenic. When I think of calisthenic, I think of exercises, right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, it says, my word for 2026 is calisthenic, from Greek kalos, meaning beautiful, and sthenos, meaning strength. I'm hoping to bring beauty and strength with me throughout the year. How beautiful is that?
Beauty and strength.
Right?
Beauty and strength go hand in hand. So I think
Yeah.
she picked a perfectly matched pair of
Yeah.
words to bring in 2026.
Yes. And this actually came from our listener, Linda. I wrote back to Linda. Linda is a friend of ours who invited us on her sailboat.
Oh,
And
perfect.
I said, when you are working the sails on the boat, because she does all of it,
Oh, wow.
I see beauty and strength in you every time. Because the wind is blowing her hair and she's so fit. And from all these sails, she's got these big shoulder muscles and she's pulling and she's using all of her strength, but she also looks so stunning against against the skyline. And I'm like, wow, like that's what I think of when I think of Linda and her beauty and strength. So that's a
That's so
great.
great. I want to interject just one thought because when we're hearing these words, we are hearing them because I think strength, how many different definitions are strength,
Yeah.
and beauty, inner beauty, outer beauty, nature beauty. So,
Yeah.
but to know that the person that picked it has
Mhm.
their own heart and head and mind of
Sure.
how they want to view those words.
Yeah, yeah. And how I pictured her right on the sailboat,
Yeah.
it might be completely different than how she's thinking of the words beauty and strength, right? Because beauty, like from a beautiful heart, is in like giving to other people. Strength is in physical strength, or is in like resilience, or, it could mean so many different things. And that's why I love this exercise, because we could all take the same word and make it mean something completely custom to ourselves, right?
1,000%. Exactly. Exactly. Well, my second word is intention. This year is intention. Every day we do a lot of the same tasks. So this year, rather than just going through the motions, I really want to try to do them with intention. And
Yeah.
that was from Cindy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can just get caught up in our to-do lists, right? Which, I mean, it is a set of intentions, right? Our to-do list. But I think it can mean so much more in the sense of like, what are your intentions with your relationships? What are your intentions with your health? Right? It can be much bigger than, okay, today I need to get the groceries, I need to drop off the dry cleaning, and I need to take the dog to the groomer, you know?
Yeah. And when I thought of that, I thought of what you just said. Even if it was go to the groceries, take the dog to the groomer, maybe you get to the end of the day and thought, well, maybe there was such a cute puppy at the dog groomer, or maybe you stop and enjoy all those little steps along the way because it really is the little things that you and I have talked about.
Sure. Or maybe you take the extra second to compliment the groomer. Wow, you always do such a great job when I bring my dog here. Or you have the best smile. Every time I come here, like you are just the sweetest thing, and bringing the intention of connecting with the people along the way when you're running your everyday errands or whatever it might be. So,
Right, right. So thank you, yes, for intention from Cindy.
yes. Well, our next listener says, I would say my 2026 word of the year will be explore. We hope to go to Italy in April and May and see as much as we can. I'm still doing my daily Duolingo Italian lessons and need it. So I'm exploring and will continue to attempt to learn the language before we go so we can explore and emerge into their culture. I also hope to explore some kind of music, perhaps YouTube some piano lessons. I need to buy a keyboard first. My husband Larry says his word is repair, rebirth as to this experiment that is our country. I would add hope to that. So there's a lot in there. There's a
There's a
lot.
lot in there, and I think the word explore, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That is a big one. And she wants to embrace that
Yes.
figuratively, physically.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was from our listener, Karen, who fairly recently, I would say, retired. And so the fact that she's got explore on her list, like, I love that. It is her time to explore. She dedicated so many years and to being such an amazing employee for somebody else. And now she gets to explore. And so I love that for her. I love that.
Yeah, perfect. The next word is grace. And it is written, grace is my word for 2026 because I'm drawn to its dual meaning of forgiveness and gratitude, both in my relationships with others and in my relationship with God. I want to be quicker to forgive, slower to judge, and more thankful for what's already been given rather than focused on what's missing. Spiritually, grace reminds me that I don't need more as much as I need to better recognize, appreciate, and use the gifts I've already have. In my daily life, I hope people experience me as someone who moves with more patience, humility, and care. If 2026 is a year where others see me as someone who carries grace, then I know I'm moving in the right direction.
Holy moly.
A lot of thought went into the word and the reason why the word was
Yes.
chosen.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And holy moly. Yeah. Just packed with so much, like you said, so much thought. And wow, that's an incredible goal to have, for oneself. It's amazing.
I agree. And that was from my husband, Gib.
Aw, Gib, you're getting us over here. You're getting us
All
in
the feels, right?
all the feels are happening. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gib. Our next listener says, I'm going to go with the word trust. Trust is very important to me in general regarding relationships. And also, I have to trust that everything is going to work out just fine for me and my family in 2026. Wow.
Wow, big word, trust. And I love that word because I was going through a few words myself, and trust really, well, we'll talk about our words later. So
Yeah.
thank you for the word trust because it's a big one and it's a beautiful word. And I truly do hope that things work out in 2026 the way they're trusting it to.
Yeah, agreed. And that was from our beautiful listener, Laura. Thank
Yay,
you, Laura.
Laura. Thank you. Okay, so we got a few other submissions and sometimes not a description why. So our next word was fruitful.
hmm
What do you think of fruitful, Keri?
So it's interesting because I know the person who submitted this.
Okay.
Yeah. And I can only imagine that she is, and I'm guessing here because she didn't
Yeah.
say why, but presenting it from the perspective of that her efforts are going to result in some beautiful things. So she and her husband recently bought a farm, made a big move. She is thriving with all these animals on her farm. And so I'm thinking of it from the perspective of her farm being fruitful, and she just seems to be in heaven with her new life on this farm. So,
That's
yes.
fabulous.
Right? Isn't that
Well,
great?
when I heard fruitful, had a similar thought in my head. I was picturing little plants being planted, but in the analogy of planting ideas and planting like an opportunity is going to bloom
Yeah.
or whatever is happening in her life that things will prosper and
Yeah.
flourish.
Right.
That's what and I love fruitful.
Yeah. Yeah, like seeds being planted and growing into something, right? That's how I took it as well. And that was from our listener, Bobby Joe. Thank you, Bobby.
Perfect.
Our next listener writes, her word for 2026 is resilience. She writes, the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt to change, and keep moving forward despite challenges. It's not just about enduring hardships, it's about growing through it. Life is unpredictable. Challenges, failures, and unexpected changes are inevitable. Resilience helps you stay grounded and find solutions rather than becoming overwhelmed. In this ever-changing world, I feel resilience is something I need more of.
Resilience. How many times have we talked to guests or on our show just about
Mhm.
resilience?
Yeah,
You know, powering through. Life is unexpected. Failures are going to happen.
yeah,
You have to keep showing up.
yeah. And what's interesting is that the listener who sent this, in my opinion, is a very resilient person. So it's interesting that this is the word that she chose. So this is from our listener, Faye.
Thank you, Faye.
Our next listener gave the word for 2026 of thrive as an
Amazing.
word. Yeah. I want to thrive in all the ways, financially, health, in my relationship. If I am thriving, then those in my life will benefit as well. I have to help those I love in the best possible way, or else I won't thrive. It is a full circle for me. She wants to thrive so that she can help the people she loves thrive, which helps her to thrive. It's a full circle.
It is a full circle.
Yeah.
And if I'm thinking of this person, if I'm kind of guessing who said it, she does want to support those around her
Yeah.
and be generous and take care of them
Yeah.
and provide for them.
Yes.
So that's amazing.
Yes. And that is from our listener, Deb.
Oh,
Thank you so much,
yep.
Deb.
Got it.
You got it. Bingo. Bingo.
Thanks, Deb.
Well, you might guess who submitted the next one too then. My word would be curious. This year is going to be filled with curiosity. I love learning new things. I will add a blend of words, such as tell me more when someone shares something with
Oh,
me. I want to gain wisdom, knowledge, and different perspectives from curiosity. I don't have to agree with different perspectives, but it's sure fun to hear them. I don't want to get stuck in my thinking. It's all useful in some way. There's so much information out in the world, it gets hard to decipher what is true and useful. That's part of the fun about curiosity. Aging is inevitable, but hoping some curiosity will help me stay up to date on things, be able to learn, grow, and have great conversation.
fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. And it makes me think of, have you heard that phrase? Some people come into our lives as a lesson or a
Mm,
blessing.
sure.
That we can learn so much if we're just curious
Yeah.
about the reasons why things happen, the reasons why we meet people, the reasons why lessons are given to us.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And that's from CrossFit Sue.
CrossFit Sue. Well, there we go.
Yes.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Sue. I love that. Curiosity.
Mhm.
That's a great one.
It is a great one. It is a great one. And I can see her definitely leaning
Yes.
into wanting to know as much as she can
Yeah.
about things and people and yeah.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Our next listener writes 3 words that she lives by:
Okay.
gratitude, courage, and curiosity. She also writes that her son likes to write 2 or 3 words each day on how he wants to show up on that particular day. So, for example, it might be present, curious, or energetic. He doesn't necessarily write them out for every day, but on big days when he might have a client or a big project. I thought that was a really interesting way to do it. So this was from our listener, Teresa. Thank you, Teresa. I love that idea of it's like our listener that talked about intention. You're setting your intention for the day by choosing how you're going to show up on that particular day, right? Because maybe it is a day when you're like, I gotta muster up all the strength and energy I have today because I have to, start work at 5 and end at midnight or something. Or, I need to slow down and be present because I'm going to be with people that I don't see very often and I want to soak in every second, right? So it might be different depending on the day. So I thought that was a really great idea.
That is smart because you're intentionally going to show up for that specific project or work meeting that you might have because you might have a lot of other things going on in your life, but you're saying, you know what? For this moment, I need this
Yeah. Yeah.
attribute
Yeah.
to bring in to show up the best self I can provide. I
Yep.
like it.
Yes. So that was from our listener, Teresa,
Thank
and
you.
her son, Alex. So that was a great one. The next phrase is my phrase for 2026 is peaceful and powerful because I want to create powerful new possibilities for myself, and I want to do so in a peaceful, calm, centered way that supports clarity and confidence as I move into a new chapter of my life professionally and personally.
Ooh, I like it. You know what I felt? I felt the quiet power.
Well, this particular listener has just worked extremely, extremely hard at university in her master's degree, and she will be graduating in the spring. So, creating powerful new possibilities for herself is very exciting, but she wants to do it, in a peaceful sort of way, knowing that now she's got the power of all that knowledge and all of this great, all these great ideas to bring forth. So I think it's a very exciting pair of words. And that was from our listener, Hannah, which you will not be surprised. Hannah is related to Teresa and Alex. So they are an amazing family over there.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, what I first thought of for that was completely the opposite of a bull in a china shop. You know
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yeah.
Someone comes powering in some gentle scene, but
Right.
she's flipping that thought over.
Right. Right. Yeah.
She's saying, I'm going to come in with this calm peace and
Yeah.
just show the world who I really am.
Yeah. The power's all inside of her.
Yeah.
But on the exterior, she's showing peace. Now we're putting words into your mouth here, Hannah. But that's
We
how
are.
but that's how we're reading it. So
Yeah, that's been kind of fun to give our own little thoughts, but
sure.
it's so neat to know that these people that took time to write to us really have their own special idea. And our next word is unashamed. This listener writes, my 2026 word is unashamed. I'll be unashamed with my spiritual walk with Jesus, unashamed of my past, present, and future mistakes, unashamed of myself. Wow.
That's amazing. I feel like when I hear that word, and I don't want to put words into the listener's mouth, but when I hear that word, it feels to me like they're saying, I am going to show up unapologetically as me, and I'm not going to hide myself anymore.
Keri, that is marvelous. I like the way you stated that because we are all human, and sometimes I can see where we're hard on ourselves when we make the mistakes, and we can't be ashamed of them. So unashamed is so powerful. I like it very much.
I agree. And if we just take those mistakes as learning opportunities, right, then we're just growing. I love that. I love that.
Growing, yes.
Yes. And who submitted that?
Our
Right.
listener, Lily, submitted that, and I know Lily from back in Washington, and just a warm, wonderful person.
Oh, well, thank you, Lily.
Thank you, Lily.
Yeah, for sure. I have one more listener who wrote that her words are a duo, peace and harmony. And she wrote, she chose these words because life can feel out of control at times, and this helps remind me to be calm. Peace and harmony. My goodness, those sound like words for the entire world. We could
Peace
all.
and harmony. Isn't that a song?
I think so.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Peace and harmony.
And
Beautiful.
yes, and that is from our listener Sue, not CrossFit Sue, but this is from a different listener by the name of Sue. So thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, Sue.
Sue.
I love those words. Peace and harmony.
I love them all. I want to make that word cloud that hopefully we
Mm.
can see them all together. We'll do this.
Oh.
So, Keri, I really took this exercise to heart and I was going over so many different words. I was going back between peace and then faith and trust. And then another word snuck in there, surrender. And
Oh.
mostly this all stems from me I'm a worrier. You know,
Mm.
my dad was a big worrier. I'm a worrier. Even if things are, I just am a worrier.
Yeah.
So just really quickly, I came to, well, which speaks more? So for peace, it said calm, healing, restorative, but might feel a little tiny bit like waiting for peace instead of creating it. And
Mm.
then faith, that's deep and spiritual and steady, but can sometimes feel big, less everyday practical.
Mm.
And then I got to trust, which is courageous and peaceful and faithful, and it really carries the whole family of feelings that I named.
Mm.
Trust.
Uh-huh.
And then surrender really felt great. It felt good. But then I was going between trust and surrender felt like I was falling back into it, like
Mm.
not giving up, but I was falling back. Where
Okay.
trust was more of a positive lean in.
Right.
So my word is trust. My
It
word is trust.
is. It
Yes,
is.
because of my overthinking mind that we have
Mm.
talked about with Dr. Z and Lindsay, and that I need to then say, I am being trusting right now.
Mm.
I am being trusting. So I am leaning in to trust.
And it's interesting because when you first said that, I was thinking that the trust was in something else, right? Whether the trust is in
Mm.
your faith or the trust is in other people, but the trust can equally be in your own self to make the right decisions, right?
It's definitely an internal, I need to trust my mind. I need
Mm.
to trust my actions.
Right.
I do trust others. So that wasn't part of it. It was really more internal that
Mm.
I need to trust that I'm making good decisions. But my overthinking sometimes thinks, should have you done that? Should have you said
Mm.
that? You and I talk
Yeah.
about that a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my word for 2026 is trust.
Mm, I love that. You're the best.
But Keri, I'm on pins and needles. I'm on pins and needles for your word.
My word for 2026, drum roll please,
Yes.
is is growth. And the reason I chose that word is because I just feel like I'm not done yet. I got a lot of growing to do, and a lot of growing I want to do. It's not even like I feel like, oh, you need to grow up, Keri. It's not like that. It's not like that. Although sometimes it's more I want to learn how to be a better podcaster. I want to learn and put into practice how to deepen and nurture the relationships that I have, plus make some new ones. So I just felt like growth kind of encapsulated what I want to focus on this year. I might not be perfect with my diet and exercise, but I can grow, right? I can improve. And so that's why I chose that word. Growth it is.
Growth it is. And you are taking a little bit of every thought we had from a lot of all those words, because you're going to put intention into what you're doing so you can grow. You're going to be curious about what do we need to do to make our podcast better so we can grow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in love with growth.
Well, I don't think that there is a bad word on this list.
No.
They're all amazing. And I can imagine that we're going to lean on all of these words throughout the year at different times. So thank you so much to everybody who sent in
Everybody.
your word. If you didn't get a chance to send in your word, it is not too late. We would love to hear from you. I think the world is a challenging place, but with intention of choosing a word for ourselves for 2026, we can, go into it with a positive attitude and focus on what it is that's important to us this year. So
This was a wonderful exercise, and I'm so excited for 2026 because there's so many people that are bringing their best foot forward to make it the best year ever.
the world is a challenging place, but with intention of choosing a word for ourselves for 2026, we can, go into it with a positive attitude and focus on what it is that's important to us this year. So
This was a wonderful exercise, and I'm so excited for 2026 because there's so many people that are bringing their best foot forward to make it the best year ever.
for sure. So thank you so much to all of our listeners for tuning in today. We hope that you found a little inspiration in there with all these wonderful words for 2026. And we will see you next time.
See you next time. Thanks for listening to the Redesigning Health and Home podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, we would love for you to like, share, and follow along so you can catch us on all future episodes. You can find me, Meg, at Fit, Fed, Feeling Good on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
And you can find me, Keri, on my website at homestylewithkeri.com and on Instagram and Facebook at Homestyle with Keri. That's Kerri. And you can find both of us at Redesigning Health and Home on Instagram and Facebook. So join us next time for more inspiration on creating a home and a lifestyle that truly supports your best health.